गुरु शरण में लागे मनवा मोरा, गुरु शरणन में लागे मनवा मोरा। लाज अब तो जग के रोके मन न मोरा। लाज अब तो जग की रोके मन न मोरा, गुरु शरणन में लागे मनवा मोरा, गुरु शरणन में। Namaskar, I'm Lalitha Sairam. I'm here to share my experiences in learning on the inner guidance through Raal. Raal, what's unique about it? It connects one to the core. When we say it connects to the core, then I have to mention about the basis on which Raal has come to us. It's Chaitya. Chaitya means Cha, divinely pristine. It is merging with Ya, the light. It's a core of Krai Alila Takan, which is the house of emerging light. Chaitya has its root within long last ancient and advanced civilization. Chaitya expands with the natural law where nature is supreme. The moment follows a way where there's nothing moral, immoral, right or wrong, piousness or sin. Since all these are dynamic, it changes with time, space, the needs of the masses at any particular point of time. Every single moment of time, one connects with the cosmic energy. It allows one to gain divine cosmic message from the cosmos. Is the divine cosmic message available to a privileged few? No. It is with awareness, readiness, and acceptable nature of the individual that true connection happens. If one is not aware or confused or going through chaos in the mind, then one is not open to the divine cosmic message. How to reach up to the light so you can collect the cosmic message that's accumulated? They are never lost. It waits through time and space of travel from one body to another till one is ready to receive. Raal is one method that helps in that connection. Ra, experiencing the light. Al, walking on path of the divine. A simple way connecting through breath with focus and connects at energy and consciousness. Raal helps by beginning by helping the body to gain focus by sitting comfortably. The core of one's mind slowly starts turning inwards as one closes the eyes, allowing connection to happen easily. It's a 30-minute process to connect. It allows one to remain pure and clean through the day. It gives the ability to transcend obstacles in natural manner, for one gains clarity and awareness when one connects to energy and consciousness. So what happens when we start moving inside? There are innumerable number of thoughts that's running in the mind. So when we start moving inwards, and it helps let go of a number of them, and there are few highlighted ones which we start working with more focus. That gives us a sense of clarity, the direction to work. And there is always an inner guidance, which is like science, which just whatever we need to work on just comes to us in the moment so that we are able to move freely, flow freely. And what I have observed over the time period is when we have issues and when we need healing, all that happens at deeper levels. People with OCD, some they come with panic attacks. They have, whenever a situation arises, they are unable to breathe. There is a constriction that happens, and such such cases. And then there are sometimes chronic ailments and relationship issues, childhood traumas. All this gets resolved. And how does it get healed? Since this connection releases emotional blocks, resulting in the expansion of consciousness. And many a times we feel that we are so heavy and we are stressed out, and there is um, an inability to breathe freely. We feel like we are carrying the cross, and what does that need to do at that point of time? One way of thinking art is, okay, let's have more space for ourselves, maybe move into a bigger house and then go on vacation to feel the lightness, to feel free. But is the freedom from outside? Is the constriction and condition from outside? If you look at it, no. It's the inner freedom that matters. Freedom and independence should not be based on physical and financial dependence, for it is worse than slavery, as it shall be breaking you every moment of your life. Lifestyle is not based on physical freedom and financial independence, but is based on the freedom of the spirit within the realms of the mind. Free yourself from within, and you shall be independent from the bondages. Then the true love for life begins. So as we move inwards and the few points get highlighted, we work on that. The constrictions and conditions are dropping. We start feeling free from inside. We start feeling light. And the feeling of stuck gets, moves automatically. When the torch is actually on the inside and the Raal is given, what happens is it's like the button which awakens the giant within. So there is a constant awareness, there is a constant guidance. We are connected to the core at any point of time. Since the one classic example is that we are even breathing now, which is not under our control. And we still breathe, which means that there is a deeper level of connection which connects us to the core. And this now is happening with awareness. The awareness is starting to build up, which there is a movement from the core to the grossest. Let me call this body the instrument. So there is always this movement from the core, across the layers, different layers of ourselves to the grossest. One thing that starts happening is the shift in the definition of I. We always say, I am this, I am sensitive, I am a deeper person, I'm very helpful, I get angry very fast, so on and so forth. We have definitions. But what happens when we start working on those constrictions and conditions that get highlighted is the letting go of certain things expands, which makes us accept different parts of ourselves which we weren't aware of till then. Have you ever seen some patterns repeat itself time and again, where there are problems of similar nature which comes in cycles, maybe in a year or 2 years later or matter of months? This giant within minutes awake, what it does, one thing for sure, is it makes one feel uncomfortable at points which we should be resolving it. Same problems and situations keep coming back in one's life, for there is a lot to heal and learn. Same situations and problems rise when one allows them to reenact the same solutions for the same problems without allowing any evolution to be part of it, leading to a worse scenario. If one is evolved, then one is able to come out with the solution, allowing one to move through it more quickly and with more grace. That's a beautiful thing that Maitreya ji has pointed out. So when these kind of patterns come, so what happens is when we start looking at it on the face, when we are ready and when we are really asking for help from inside. So help comes to those who really ask for it. The inner guidance start working on those lines, on those points. And it creates situations. It gives us that congenial atmosphere and then the strength from within to face it so that those get resolved forever and we don't have to face it. This knowledge becomes wisdom at that point, at that particular point of time. And then as we start moving into the layers and when there is an expansion that's happening, there are also different things that we get to be aware of with the guidance. We are able to connect to a whole lot of other things, the other people, the flora, fauna, elements, the natural elements. And then at each time we feel like, oh, there is a character from a different point of time. And such identification makes us feel that it's our past lives. Okay, so it might be a character who might have been a victim, sometimes a king. So we just connect to those dots in time, and different time and space, and we call it past life. Sometimes we think it's a future, and we connect to saints. Sometimes we connect to sinners. So what is that happens? And sometimes we feel like angels. Sometimes we feel like the gods. But the identification is what it gives us. This awareness gives us the freedom to choose to identify with whatever we need to. In this area, in this arena, when we start moving through the different layers, what we do is there are certain things which we understand more deeply. What is karma? How to move beyond? What are these patterns that we have, the DNA? How to move beyond? What's time? How to go beyond it? And what's space? How to go beyond it? So usually, what is that? How is this awareness getting built? We are watching ourselves think, act, desire, move. There's something constantly watching everything of ours and the pattern and how it's moving and how it should not. So there is a witness. So in the scriptures, we do talk about the different stages where we talk about the wakefulness state, and then there is the sleep state, dream state, deep sleep state, turiya. One which is watching all the four states of wakefulness, dream state, deep sleep, Anturiya. So this is the awareness. This is the awareness point, which is watching. But there is something else, because this point, which is watching, is also judging, which says, oh, this is right, this is wrong, oh, this feels good. And this identification, oh, that's awful. So there is a constant judgment and an association that is getting passed every second by this witness. But as it is doing so, there is something else which is behind it, which is shown to us when we breathe in deeply at the witness stage. One thing all people forget is that this world wherein we all are present is indeed a living being endowed with a soul and intelligence. This core is a single visible living entity containing all other living entities, which by their nature are all related so vibrantly close and looking but not seeing the core of the truth of the I. The I within dreams, it's no different from the dreams one has normally, but in normal dream, one has eyes closed. And when one wakes up, it's a life-giving force of the I within. I within is a reality with the illusory reality one lives in. The beauty is pure state of awareness that is in perpetual state of wakefulness of the self within the realm of the self. Though the words might seem complicated, of the self within the realm of the self. Let me give a small example. It is like there is a football ground and there is a game going on, and the player, one of the players, if you're one of the players, then what happens is you don't get to see the ball where it is right then and what the other players are doing and how are we going to get to the goal. This is, you're actively involved in the game and you are not aware of the entire picture. You're not able to see the whole. But the same player, when the player comes to the podium and is seeing the game happening. So Raal is actually the game changer. It helps you, gives this perspective of the person in the podium, where you're able to have the full view of the field, where you know where the ball is going and how the players are picking it up. In fact, the person who is looking at the game from the TV, on the TV or on the podium, he has a better idea of how the game could have been better. So that is the perspective that one has when you are in this awareness state with constant guidance. As you're moving through the layers, so you are aware till the point you have cleared those restrictions and constrictions and the conditions. So you get to see so much. And always there is an inner guidance which says, don't stop. Picture abhi baki hai. And the most beautiful part is, Raal works on pure concept of collectivism and connectivity. Those walking the path will realize that in openness, one shall be able to approach and connect with every living and non-living entity naturally. The concept of individual evolution opens and expands to collective evolution and expression, which is so beautiful. The moment human mind is able to change the personal perception fully, then mass perception shall also have an overall change, leading to a common mind thought process. So, as I come to a conclusion, what I would love to share is, you will be able to appreciate and you will be all in awe of the entire game that's getting played and how life is so beautiful. This is to explain it in a different way. It's like this ride, the water parks. You know that you have these rides where there is a drop, some 50 to 60 feet drop. When it drops, the water splashes and your tummy is all churning and you're shrieking because once it drops and the water splashes again, the boat moves and then there is a hit and then it is turning and twisting and moving, and all through you are shrieking and you have all the body reactions are like that of anxiety, except that here you are in joy. And the same thing happens when you are moving from the core to the grossest, watching the different layers. You are full of joy and with awareness, with humility, and always gratefulness for being here at this point of space and time. I'm so thankful and grateful to Maitreya ji to have bestowed upon us this beautiful Raal, which is is a magical portal which opens us to this beautiful inner journey. One thing that I would love to share with everyone is whenever you feel stuck, you feel some of your questions are unanswered, you feel stressed out on this inward journey, please join the group sessions and have the patience, perseverance, discipline, and faith, because this will move on and picture abhi baki hai. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity.